Welcome to the Explainer. All right, let's talk about AI. But we're going to look past the AI you already know, the one that just talks. We're diving into something totally new, a really revolutionary next step. So, we've all gotten pretty used to AI that can, chat with us, write an email, search the web. But what if an AI could do more than just process our words? I mean, what if it could actually act on them? That's the huge shift we're going to unpack today. We're talking about moving from an AI that just knows stuff to one that actually does stuff. And that brings us to this idea of agent AI. See, these systems are designed to do way more than just understand a request. They're built to see, to perceive, and to interact with the world around them, to actually get things done. And that world could be anything, right? A super complex video game, or even a real-world factory floor. Okay, so to really get why this is such a massive leap forward, we've got to first talk about the big limitation, the thing holding back the AI we're all using right now. I love this analogy. Think of today's big foundation models as a brilliant brain in a jar. I mean, seriously, they've soaked up a huge chunk of the internet, they have all this knowledge, but they're completely disconnected from the real world. It's like they can write you a flawless recipe for a cake, but there's no way they can actually go into the kitchen and bake it for you. And that disconnect from reality, that's a huge reason why these models sometimes hallucinate. You've probably seen this. They just kind of make stuff up because they have no way to check if what they're saying is true in the real world. So what's the solution? Well, it's called grounding. The idea is you give the AI a body, either a virtual one or a physical one. That way it can act, see what happens, and learn from the actual consequences, not just from a sea of text. Okay, that brings us to the core question. What exactly is an AI agent? Well, at its heart, it's an AI that's not just sitting there passively processing data. No way. It's an active system. It perceives its environment, maybe through a camera or just streams of data, and then it takes real, concrete actions to make something happen, to achieve a goal. And this is the fundamental shift right here. A standard AI, it's kind of like a superpowered dictionary. It gives you an answer, a piece of information, but an agent AI, that's more like a research assistant. It doesn't just give you the info, it uses that info to complete the task for you. It really is the difference between a tool that you use and a teammate you can actually collaborate with. So you might be wondering, how does an AI even learn to do all this? It's definitely not as simple as just, command and response. There's a lot more going on. The key is this continuous closed loop. The agent sees its environment, it thinks about what to do, it takes an action, and then, and this is the crucial part, it gets feedback from that action. And that feedback tells it what to do next. It's this constant cycle that, honestly, looks a lot like how we humans learn. Let's break that down with a simple example. Imagine a little robot agent, and its job is to learn how to water a plant. Okay, so first, it perceives the soil is dry. That's step one. Then it thinks, dry soil? I should use the watering can. So it acts, it pours the water. But here's the magic. It then gets feedback. It sees the soil is now wet. Maybe it's even a little too wet. And from that simple observation, it learns for next time. Okay, maybe a little less water. And it's that constant loop that lets it get smarter, adapt, and improve over time. And look, this isn't just some sci-fi theory. Agent AI is already out there, being used in some really fascinating ways. Let's dive into 3 areas where this tech is a total game changer: gaming, robotics, and healthcare. Okay, so first up, video games. If you're a gamer, you know that most of the characters you meet, the NPCs, they're basically on a fixed script. They say the same lines over and over. But imagine this, with Agent AI, an NPC could actually remember that you talked to them yesterday. It could change its strategy based on how you play the game. It could have totally unique conversations every time. It would make the game world feel genuinely alive and unpredictable. Now, let's talk robotics, because this is where things get really powerful. A person can just give a simple command, something like, hey, move that cup over there. The agent's job is to take that simple human request and break it down into a whole sequence of super precise actions that a robot can actually do. It's basically the ultimate translator between what we want and what the machine can do. We just say, move the cup, and the agent figures out the whole shebang. And then there's healthcare, a super complex field where this gets incredibly interesting. You could have an AI agent that's constantly monitoring a patient's data from all kinds of different sensors. It could then reason about all that information together and, say, alert a doctor to a problem before it becomes a crisis. It's really about having an intelligent partner that can see the whole picture and act on it, completely changing how we think about patient care. So, where does this all lead? What's the big picture here? Well, this isn't just another small upgrade. It's a fundamental, ground level shift in how we're going to work with machines. The end goal here isn't just about getting things done faster. It's about something bigger: creation and collaboration. We're talking about a future where we can build and explore these amazing shared spaces, both digital and physical, with AI partners who are right there with us, helping bring our wildest ideas to life. So, if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. We are moving away from a world where we just give instructions to an AI. Instead, we're moving into a future where we're going to collaborate with an AI. These agents are being designed from the ground up to be our partners in solving problems, not just another tool in the toolbox. And as AI starts to step out from behind the screen and really enter our world, that line between a tool and a teammate, it's just going to get blurrier and blurrier. The really big question isn't just about what cool stuff we can build with these agents. It's about how we're going to choose to work with them, to create with them, maybe even how we'll learn to think alongside them. And that's a future that we are all, right now, just starting to build together.